Hello, and thank you for joining us to talk more on Monday. This podcast was started to give a voice to More's mission of making opportunities reachable for everyone, and continues today as a way for us to share the mic with like-minded individuals with their own stories to share. Talking More has become our channel for history, mindsets, information you need, and featuring our interns who are learning how to share their voice. Join us on Patreon for our Masterclass with More, hosted by Bria Bradley, as she deep dives with experts on a host of topics key to building your business and your legacy. You'll find our founder content hosted by our founder Arianna as part of our Masterclass, where business owners share lessons that they've learned while in business. Today, we are diving into our business and the people who make it more. In this conversation and offline, we continue to look for ways to make opportunities reachable for everyone. A big part of that is our Seek MORE Internship program. Because of our partnerships, we've been able to host over 30, with more to come, students pursuing careers in business, with 75% being women of color and 90% being in their first year of college. Through their internships, they have been set up for success through mentorship, resume building, interview prep, and building a tangible portfolio they're able to speak on, along with free access to multiple professional networks. Last time we talked more on Monday, we had Caitlin Courtney, an intern and now business owner of her own venture. And today we are going further. With that, let's talk more with audio engineering intern Xavier Cruz and past intern Sui Lung Tum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So happy always to have
happy.
former, present interns on the show. Before we get into some of the questions that I have for you guys about your work now and as interns, I'm going to talk a little bit about you. Xavier Cruz is a driven student and aspiring engineer, currently pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Complementing his technical studies with a minor in Japanese, Xavier demonstrates a multifaceted intellectual curiosity and a passion for understanding the mechanics of complex systems. Since January 2023, I can't believe it, he has served as an audio engineer intern at More Magazine, where he has cultivated essential professional skills in public speaking, team communication, and project management. A lifelong learner, Xavier has also earned several professional certifications in generative AI and agile project management, positioning himself at the intersection of traditional engineering and cutting-edge technology. When not focused on his academic or professional growth, he enjoys building community through gaming and spending time with friends. And that's Xavier. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, God.
And then on the other side of the couch, we have Van Sui, who is a multifaceted marketing student at the Indiana University Kelley School of Business. Shout out to Kelley. And a dedicated digital storyteller driven by a passion for branding and community advocacy. Currently serving as a digital strategy intern at Polished Strategic Communications and a social media content creator for Instagram. She balances high-level professional roles with significant leadership positions, including Vice President of Marketing for multiple student organizations. Beyond her corporate and academic pursuits, Van Sui is a published writer for More Magazine, the founder of a nonprofit organization, and the reigning Miss National Indiana Collegiate. You better. Her work is deeply rooted in her heritage and a commitment to education, as she consistently seeks to amplify the stories of women from her home village while building a career at the intersection of digital strategy and social impact. Welcome to the show.
That's a long list of things for each of
Yes.
us.
Honestly, I love reading people's bios because by the end, they're like, oh my gosh, I am really accomplished.
Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you so much. I couldn't have worded it better, to be honest.
Yes, we are so happy to have you both and to get to talk about the work that you've done with More, the work that you're doing right now, and, what it means to exist both in a professional and personal capacity for yourselves, showing up for yourselves. So the first area that we're going to tackle is mentorship and networking, which are both very important for the More Magazine internship. Both of you have emphasized the importance of mentorship, your own professional networks. Can you share an example of how a mentor or a connection made through More Magazine has directly influenced either a recent career decision or helped you overcome a professional hurdle?
I think I can speak on this
Yeah.
a little bit. So I got to meet a couple while back. I got to go to like a woman in marketing panel, and I got to meet Allie Donovan. Shout out Allie.
Yes.
Shout out Allie. Like, you're amazing.
Yes.
So I recently started up as the vice president of marketing for the Entrepreneurship Club. And for this club, we wanted to be right at the intersection between from 0 to 1, which is where students start off with an idea and then they need professional help or mentorship to take them to 1, which is in the beginning processes. And I don't have any like connections in like the entrepreneurial spaces, but I know Allie does. Like, Allie's amazing. She's friends with literally anybody in Indianapolis. Like,
Truly.
You want to know somebody, like, you go to Allie.
Yeah.
And because she's just amazing. So I just reached out and said, hey, Allie, like, I want to introduce students to like a great mentor, great business owners, great entrepreneurs who could truly help them and give great advice to go from 0 to 1. And she goes, okay, great. I got 5 people off the top of my head who will be amazing to have at your panel, who will be amazing to be back at the like Indiana University, Indianapolis. And then from there, every single one of those contacts were all as amazing as Allie is. And it's great. Like, I even got an internship from one of her contacts as well. So like through Paula's strategic communications, but it's been great. Allie was a connection that I made also, like, that got strengthened through More Magazine because Allie and Arianna are such close friends as well. Yeah. So I got to take part in that. But yeah, like 100% Allie, like, that's a shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we got to host her and a couple of Indie-fluencers on the podcast a while ago. And it was just so awesome to hear them talk about how important their community is to them and the work that they're doing to foster that community and to make people feel like this is a great place to live.
No, it really is. And it's people like Allie or people like that you meet through like the More Network or even just throughout like when you go out to different events. That's what makes Indianapolis such a great place to live in. That's why it's so great to foster and build those relationships early on. Yeah. And I truly got to see that impact very, very early on in my career. So I'm just so grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Xavier, do you want to speak on how your mentorship or connections that you've made have either helped you with a career decision or helped you overcome something difficult?
I mean, I don't have much to say. I mean, mainly like mentorship. My sister, well, not right now. She's not my sister right now. Right now, she is the CEO of More Magazine.
Exactly.
So fabulous and amazing. No, but yeah, Miss CEO. She invited me along to a recent networking event with like veterans from like the military. Yeah. And it was a very interesting, eye-opening. It was my first actual like real networking event. It was nerve-wracking.
Yeah. It's hard to meet so many people all at one time.
No, but like, she really showed me, she kind of like, not to like slander her, but she did kind of throw me out into the water first thing.
She will. Yeah.
She will.
I love her for it, but also wish she wouldn't. No, but yeah. She brought me to this event, and as my first networking event, I started like walking around, I started talking with people, and it's a real, like, I don't want to say eye-opening again.
It's true though.
It's like getting flash cooked, if I'm being honest. You're suddenly there and you're in the moment.
Yeah.
And it was fun, admittedly. I got to talk to like new people. I'm so sorry to anyone if they even watch this because I can't name names. I'm so bad with names. But no, I talked with many people. I talked with like finance, people who work in the finance sector, people who work in like fire rescue teams.
Yeah.
And they were just very interesting people, and they were able to point me in like directions that I didn't realize where I could go, and they were able to give me like some recommendation for companies to apply to.
Yeah.
They're all amazing people. I don't know if any of them remember me. I hope they do.
I'm sure they do.
But I'm really thankful to all of them, and I actually made connections with them over in LinkedIn. I can't attest to Van Sui's stunning record.
In the top 5% of users.
So cool, so amazing.
Thank you. Humble flex.
Yeah, More helped me out with those connections and helped me take my first step in networking as a whole. Yeah. And it's really cool for that.
Yeah, I totally agree that you get flash cooked in a sense. You have to, as the kids say, lock in at a networking event because you talk to so many people. You have to kind of pitch yourself in those moments and be like at once professional and relatable and fun. And, you know, you meet 20 people. So of course you're not going to remember their names, but you will remember the connections that they made with you. And you might learn about an opportunity that you would not have previously considered. some professions kind of go, they fall on the wayside for people because we don't talk about them as much. So it's a great opportunity to be like, you know what? Yeah, I could work in that field and be super happy. So I love that.
One thing I will say as an older sister is that I 100% relate to Arianna just kind of like throwing you out into the water. Like,
yes,
I
you
do
can
that
do
with
it.
my little
Like
sisters all the time. I'm like, I know you are capable of this. You don't even realize it yet, but you are so capable of it. So I just like throw them in it.
Yeah.
And then boom, like they'll like learn how to fly. Like as an older sister, that's so relatable.
So
I can't.
real.
The sentiment is there.
Yes.
The gratefulness takes a while to
It takes
It
a
comes
while.
out.
It definitely does. But that is so Arianna. That's so older sister coded. So I love that.
Yes, 100%. We just talked to Claudia as well, and she, in her article for issue 12, she talks about being an eldest daughter and, you know, what those expectations are and, you know, also how you can use it to inform other generations. So I love that it's all first full circle. The next realm that we're going to get into is how to bridge these technical and creative worlds that you're both existing in. Xavier, your background is in electrical engineering, and Van Sui, yours is in marketing, which they do feel very different when you talk about them, you know, on a surface level, but there's a lot of like strategy and creativity that go into both. So how do you find common ground or unique synergies between technical or creative or community focused expertise when you approach a project or a challenge?
I can go first this time. Since
Yeah.
you went first on the other one.
Thank you.
The common ground between technical and creative.
Yeah.
When I first got into engineering, I'm just going to say this now. When I first got into engineering, I thought it was going to be all math, and I was going to be so happy about it. I can look back on it right now and see how innocent I was. Like, oh yes, it's all math. I don't have to worry about nothing creative.
Right.
There's so much more creativeness that has to go into it. At least when it comes to like design or like manufacturing, because you have to come up with solutions to problems that not many people see at first, because
Right.
at first glance you have the problem set by like whoever you're answering to, but then you have to take a deeper look at what the actual underlying problem that you need to solve. You need to like take a better, closer look at that specifically. And usually that takes like, to give an example, in my current like curriculum for my engineering, we are trying to engineer a case for this electrical board. And we were given specifications, and right there, the problem we were given was we need a case for this board.
Right.
The underlying thing is, how are students going to interact with this case? How are they going to like use it? Because we need to worry about storage of like smaller pieces. We need to worry about how specific wiring will like go underneath the board. And it's a lot more creativeness that goes into it.
Yeah.
I mean, more than I signed up for.
More than you anticipated.
More, yeah.
Yeah.
But that like common ground is where you need to not only worry about like how the end like target audience, for the lack of a better term, at least one that's escaping me for now.
Yeah.
But the target audience is going to interact with this product and how it's going to satisfy the people who want the product to be made. And where the technical side comes to it is where, well, the creative comes with like designing how like it's going to look, or how it's going to like interact with other cases like itself. The technical side is how does it all like actually fit together? Because my group came up with like the idea of like a cylindrical case. The electrical board would be on top, and you could have storage pieces within itself.
Very cool.
However, on the technical side, it's like, how do we fit these pieces into it? And so we came up with like unscrewing it. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but basically, this specific project is a good example of like, at least for engineering purposes, it's a very good example of like the common ground between creativity and technical skills.
Yeah. Yeah. And it probably pushes your boundaries a little bit because you're thinking about so many different aspects all at the same time. Like, is it user friendly? Is it fun to use? Will people want to come back to this product? can they use it for its intended purpose, like on a base level, right? Yeah. That's very interesting.
The biggest intersection I think I've seen so far between marketing and strategy and all the analytics behind it was honestly throughout content creation. So I started content creation because I was frustrated that I haven't taken any marketing courses yet, and I wanted to really dive into it. Yeah. So that's when I just made the decision. Like, I had no editing experience. I had no really social media experience at all. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to dive into it and I'll learn along the way. And that's exactly what I did. But what I quickly realized was that I need to do a lot more research. So as I was actively creating, I was also actively learning. I would create my videos, right? And then behind that, there was so many hours and long nights of just studying exactly everything that I wanted to do. There's so many notes that I've been taking, so much research behind everything that I've been working on. Mm-hmm. And that's where I really saw the intersections between analytics and attention spans and all the mumbo jumbo, but then also seeing how that translates over to marketing and how creative marketing strategies are truly taking over the world in the industry right now. Yeah. So that's where I would say as a content creator on social media and TikTok, I've really been able to see the impact of analytics and the technology piece behind marketing and how it could truly revolutionize your own content creation as well, or other brands and companies. But yeah, that's my small take on it. But
yeah, I love that. I often wonder when something like a trend or a video takes off, what is so engaging about it? Why did it work? Mm-hmm. Is it just that it was funny? Is that it was quick? Did it use a trending audio? Why is it so great? And why does it keep working when people recreate it? That's mm-hmm. really interesting.
No, it's so fun to honestly kind of research it. It's fun to watch it, but then that's only 3 seconds, right?
Right.
And then you really get down, you break it down, okay, why is this so engaging? Why does it work? Why does it click? Yeah. And then when you start researching it, honestly, I would say it gets even more fun. Yeah. I truly do enjoy it.
Yeah. The next area that we're going to cover is having a voice and using your platform. This podcast that we do is about giving a voice to others. How has being involved with the magazine and the podcast, whether it's behind the scenes or as a contributor, helped you find and articulate your own professional voice?
I think I can start off with this question, and this will intercede with my nonprofit as well.
Yeah.
So through MORE, I was able to highlight different community voices all around. So I was able to speak with community leaders. I was able to speak with people who felt who didn't have a voice before, but now they were uplifted by their community, or they were uplifted by their family, and they were able to find that voice for themselves, right? So throughout my work with MORE, I was able to talk with so many different voices and able to highlight them throughout the emails or throughout social media, and it really did resonate with me. I thought this is something that I want to do. I want to be able to help uplift other people's voices and also be able to guide them and mentor them along the way. So kind of touching base on your previous question about mentorship, I have seen the impact of mentorship real hands, firsthand as a first generation daughter, as the middle child, because I have older siblings. I have 4 younger siblings. So I've been able to be at the intersection of all that. And I've also seen how much mentorship can impact your professional life as well. So due to this, I started up my own nonprofit where it's just, all it does is just highlight and uplift others, and also education advocacy. Education, my parents were stripped of it in the 3rd grade because their school was literally bombed right in front of their faces.
Wow.
So due to this, I've always been a huge education advocate, and I've seen truly the impact that you can make along with through my nonprofit. I've been able to talk to so many different high schools across the districts and be able to support them as much as I can wherever they need me to support.
Yeah.
But truly I would have never gotten to where I am right now if it wasn't for my internship at MORE Magazine, because I got to meet great leaders like Arianna and you, and also the network that you guys created and the community you guys created around yourselves and around MORE. Mm-hmm. And I think that has been a really great focal point for me, where I started up my own nonprofit as well.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And I'm very happy that you've gotten to branch out and do something that is just as impactful and really spread your reach as well, because you have your own unique perspective that you get to share with people as well.
Yeah, no, it's been great. And honestly, MORE Magazine.
Shout out to MORE.
Shout out to MORE.
I didn't realize you had a nonprofit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was in her bio.
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at my nerves are getting to me. It's just
no, you're good.
But no, talking on having your own voice in a professional setting. I'll be honest, I can't say as much. Because, well, to put it simply, I didn't have a voice before like in a professional sense, at least not with More Magazine, not with anyone.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being honest, More is where like I really got started with like being professional and all that. And as great as that is, I struggled so badly. Because
You have to struggle to get better at something.
oh no, yeah, totally. Don't get me wrong. Struggle is like where all the growth happens.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't know what to struggle with first. Because there's like, I don't know, there's like just like voicing it in like the appropriate way. There's like what you should talk about and all that sense. And being behind the scenes and editing most of the podcasts, because I've been here since like 2023,
Yeah.
way back when. Oh,
Yeah.
it feels so long ago.
3 whole years ago. I know. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always know, like, since I started editing audio then, it was like even before I actually really started branching out in the professional sense, like, you know, applying, making a resume. I was listening to these people. I don't want to say like these people of like such interest, because like they're telling their stories. They're like actually voicing something that should be voiced. Because originally, I don't want to say originally, but like it was mainly about More was at least like uplifting women's voices, right?
Yeah.
And that's very brave.
Yeah.
As like I'm speaking as like someone who has like such a crippling social anxiety. It's gotten better, if you're gonna tell, because I'm like here,
In front of a camera.
in front of a camera too.
Yeah. It's big.
It's big, but like in a sense, it's just I could not imagine myself being here because I could not imagine myself having such a vocal presence.
Mm-hmm.
But like listening through like issue 3, issue 4, 5, 6, all the way up to now, past oh no,
12.
12.
We're on 12. I can't believe it.
I was gonna say 11. But no, yeah, exactly that. All the way up to 12, and it's just I'm hearing all these like fascinating like stories, all these perspectives, and it's like it kind of just sticks with you after like listening to like so many people talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's like an amalgamation, but like you just pick up bits and pieces where like forms your own voice.
Yeah.
It's not like copying someone. It's just like taking what you think you can agree with, because obviously people are not always going to agree on the same things, but
Yeah.
taking the parts that you can resonate with, what you can stand with, and what you can understand as well.
Yeah, absolutely. To your point, we as people are very much a collection of everything that we have seen and heard and internalized and learned from other people. So we absolutely have our own perspectives and our own voices, but at the same time, so much of what we do is informed by previous work. So, you know, recognizing that and appreciating our history and who came before us and who paved a path for us to get to have these conversations is super important. And I love being able to highlight those people, you know, getting to talk about our history, and that because they did what they did, we get to talk today here.
100%. And
Awesome.
Xavier, one thing I will highlight about you is like you have grown so much since the time that we met from our More internship last summer and to now.
Oh,
Like
no.
you don't recognize it, but I do. So like 100%,
Yeah.
like great job.
Yeah. I mean, when you started in 2023, you were like fresh out of high school.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
still in high school, yeah.
Yeah, you were in your final semester. That's right. So, you know, everything that you have gotten to do with us, all the opportunities that you have gotten to, that's what it's all about, right? It's just flexing those professional muscles so that you're ready for the next opportunity. Yeah. I love it.
Strange as it is, this professional muscles, like just to make a parallel, it really is just like an actual like working out your own body. You just have to like keep training it as you go through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And little things really add up too. And you don't realize it until you're like, wow, I did that and I didn't even think about it, right? Now, beyond the bullet points that you get on a resume, what would you say is the most significant personal mindset shift or realization that you've had during your time with More Magazine regarding career trajectory or leadership style that you appreciate, or something that you've realized, like, I got to do this and it was amazing and I can't wait to do more of it?
The biggest mindset shift / revelation / whatever else you want to stick onto it, is that it all comes down to you specifically. Because in like both professional and personal, like things will happen. Like you apply and you won't get it, you won't get the job, or you won't get into like whatever you apply to.
Right.
And it sucks, yes. But like at the same time, it happens, and you as a person have to decide what did you learn from it, or like what can you gain from this stepping stone. Because I know my CEO has said this before, but like it's a data point, and I'm willing to echo this because it's something that's very true. That everything that happens, every like not failure, just like a mistake, a place to learn from, essentially. And to add on to that, it's you who decides what you learn from it or how you grow from it.
Yeah.
It's you who like decides to like take that leap of faith, take the next step forward after like not getting it. It's you choosing to like remain unbroken, or not endure. It's not endure. Just to like take the next leap, or to the next thing you can try at. Because it's the effort of trying that like really grows you in both personal and professional settings.
Yeah, it's true. You don't do anything if you don't put yourself out there and give it a shot.
You are like the biggest factor that you have on yourself.
Yeah, I love that. Well said.
I think the biggest mind shift change that I've had from my time in More to me right now would honestly just be to take ownership. One was that I'm a very goal-oriented person. I list out all my goals before each semester, before each month. I backtrack, like look at like realistically, like if I want to achieve this by the time I'm 25 years old, then what I need to do by the time I'm 20. Then what I need to do, like by the time I'm 19, like what I need to do every single month. Go back like more, like what I need to do every single week, what I need to do every single day. What do my hours need to look like? I've always been very intentional about this. But one thing was that I didn't really take ownership of like exactly what my goals were. So like I wasn't like exactly claiming onto them, like latching on them was like 110% of myself, right? And then the biggest mind shift change was that like I wanted to take ownership. I wanted to actively climb and cling towards every single one of my goals and accomplish every single one of them. So that's where it just kind of clicked for me. I was like, okay, I want to do this. Then I will just go ahead and send over that application. I'll just go ahead and just like reach out, see where that leads, like, you know? And that was the biggest thing for me. I don't know, like when it happened, I think it was just kind of like through my experiences, it just kind of clicked. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm going to do this. So now I have 2 internships under my belt with 4 jobs in total. And I have 5 VP marketing positions, in total of 6 with like include the alumni association works that I do. And then like now I have like a pageant title and I'm a nonprofit founder. Like there's just so many things that are so possible for your own self that you have the bandwidth to be able to do so. Like my biggest saying is always like, I'm able and I'm capable and I'm grateful to be able to do everything that I want to accomplish. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything I want to do because I have those blessings. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for me was like honestly taking ownership and just like finding it within myself. Like, I don't know, like it just kind of clicked one day. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna be honest, I never realized that you never took ownership because it seemed like you were being like the boss. Not on the battery, not on the battery. I mean, like girl, honey, you were doing fabulous work. At least from what I saw in the More magazine.
Yeah, I feel like you've absolutely always taken ownership, but it does take like 1,000 little moments to then realize that you have gotten where you wanted to be. Yeah. Yeah. And I will say like right now I'm still actively climbing, but at the same time, like I'm going back to like More magazine. Like you guys were like a catalyst. Like you guys like started up all of this. So that's why like when you invite me back, I was like 110%. Like I want to see you again, Chloe. Like, and I want to support you wherever I can.
Thank you so much.
But just, yeah, like it's been great. And thank you so much, Xavier. I appreciate you.
I am also
you were
here.
both perceiving each other. You didn't even know it.
Hello.
Hello. So talking about like what it means to define success, how has your experience at More altered or solidified your personal definition of what professional success means? Is it purely about titles? Is it salary? Is it position? Or are you thinking more in the realm of impact and reach? What does that mean for you?
110%. more has changed just exactly how I view things. Before, I used to view things like, I had this conversation with Arianna actually. Before, I used to think everything was like a numbers, like, oh, it depends on like what my salary is gonna be, or because I'm young and naive. I'm thinking like it depends what my salary is gonna be. It's gonna depend like what, like how big or like how grand like my job title is. Like that's what it means for me to be successful, right?
People still think that way.
People still think that way.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest mindset shift was when like Arianna truly just like humbled me. She was like, do you think about the impact that you can make along the way? Do you think about the fact that like as you're actively climbing like corporate ladder ranks, you're also representing the Burmese community, you're representing your family, your loved ones. Like as you're actively climbing, like do you think about the impact that you could truly make if you were to set your mind to do so? If you if you don't just focus solely on like corporate ladder rankings, but you also focus on like the impact that you can make along the way. And that's where I was like, okay, she's right. Like it cannot just be like, we had this conversation as well. Like you asked me like, does my passion journey only stop here, or do I pursue only like the corporate ladder ranks like from this point on?
Yeah. After
I placed second runner-up at Miss Myanmar USA. And honestly, I think that everything happens for a reason. And I think that what I can do is everything I'm capable of doing. So like, so kind of speaking back to what Xavier was saying, is like you can only control what you can do, right? So I will actively continue climbing these ranks, but also continue making social impact wherever I go, which is the reason why I started up my nonprofit so early when I did, because of the fact that like right now I am like going back to what I'm saying, like right now I'm able and I'm capable and I have the bandwidth to be able to provide mentorship and support back to high school juniors and seniors, which is what my nonprofit is all about. It's called Day Cheer. Sorry, I keep on saying my nonprofit. I never say the name.
Oh yeah, we'll put it in the description.
Thank you.
So like I've been sitting here like, what is the nonprofit? Because it sounds really cool now.
Yeah.
So my nonprofit is called Day Cheer. It's a high school mentorship program meant to facilitate like education advocacy for high school juniors and seniors, and it pairs those students with mentors from like either the collegiate realm or like industry leaders, right? And it literally just like provides them mentorship and continues to support them as they go throughout their early stages in their career. The early stages in like their collegiate journey. So that's where I think that is truly when like people need the most support, and that's why I started my nonprofit. But yeah, 100%. All that I do right now in terms of like climbing the corporate ladder, right, is great, is amazing. But I have seen firsthand the benefits of being a refugee, where people take the time out of their day to help a family from a third world country come and move to the United States. Like I'm firsthand like results of so, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I thought, okay, let me do the same. Let me support where I 100% can, and I have the bandwidth and the capabilities to do so. And that was going to be like that transitionary period, which is why I started my nonprofit. Yeah. But none of that mindset shift or like none of that impact would have been possible without getting mentored first by Arianna.
I love it.
Sorry, I feel like I went on a tangent.
No, we love a tangent. Go on your tangents. Xavier, how can you speak to this in terms of like, how do you view success at this point? It might be different 5 years from now, but do you feel like your mindset has shifted at all?
To be brutally honest, I don't know how I would define the success. I'm still trying to define it, actually.
Yeah, that's great. I think we all still try to define it throughout our lives, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but like to speak further on it, it's just to mimic what Van Sui has said. Back when I was young, naive, all those
so fresh,
1
so
year
green.
ago things. It's just it was like my main focus, because at least that's how I viewed what I'm trying to like study. Because I will be honest, it was about the money.
Yeah,
it was money and stability, because that's how I thought success was done. It's this thing where like you only have it if you're like able to be if you able to like just live without worries, if you're able to like mind your own business and let the world like go around as you do your own. And More Magazine has since slapped me in the face with being a better person. As sad as that is, I guess I'll be better.
Fine.
I guess.
But no, More Magazine has taught me, like in the most like brutal way, that it's about impact. It's about like how many people you can reach with like your own actions.
Yeah.
And it has got me thinking, because I I really didn't look too much into like where I'm going to like work in the future, like engineering wise, because engineering does a lot of stuff that like actually reaches people. It's a lot of stuff that will, it's products or like plans or designs that will go into products that will eventually always reach a consumer, reach someone who wants to use this product.
Right.
And it makes me realize that I'm thinking too smallly. And not in the sense of like, I should expand further. It's in the sense that like, my actions have or will have more impact than I realized.
Mm-hmm.
It's realizing that like my success, or what I define as my success, is realizing that I'm also helping or like influence the success of others. Because it's not just like about you. As humans are, we are very like social creatures. We are,
Yeah.
and to go take it enough step further, we are very like hard coded to like empathy. I'm taking this quote from like someone else. I'm so sorry, I don't know who it's from. But it's a very good quote because it's very true. Like, us as people are like very hardwired towards empathy because we are usually like, we would usually help people than rather than just stand by.
Yeah.
Rather like assist or like be a part of something, which is why we have society.
Mm-hmm. Community.
Which is why we love like being a part of groups, why we have friend groups, why we have like book clubs. I'm trying to think of like bigger things, like whole networking events, panels,
organizations, nonprofits.
You go further by like saying like how you relate to like your heritage, where you come from, the roots of which, like, you know how people like go to like the roots of like their bloodline. They go to these like small places, the tribes that like their ancestors once came from.
Yeah.
It all comes back to like how we as humans love and are like attracted to just being a part of each other's lives and how we influence each other's lives. And to loop this all back around to success and all that, because that was a very long tangent. Success, at least how I determine it right now, is realizing how you as a person influence others and how that influence helps other people's own success and how like they grow themselves as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that sentiment that the bigger you think, the more that we can share in the success. As
small as like you as an individual are, you have bigger waves on like the collective than you realize, even if the collective's like your friend group. Because even then, you're still a part of that friend group, part of those people's lives. You just make an impact on.
Right. And you tell them something and they tell their friends, and all of a sudden people 6 degrees down the line have heard something wise that you said that influenced somebody else. All right. Last area for you, which is all about the next step. What is one piece of essential advice or encouragement that you would offer to someone, whether it's a student, a young professional, or even a seasoned business owner who is currently feeling overwhelmed or unsure about how to make opportunities reachable for themselves?
So it's advice.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm qualified for this. But if I had to give like an advice to like peers, to like anyone who's listening, you guys should listen. It's really cool. This podcast is really cool.
Thank you. We try.
Anyone's listening, advice is, and you've probably heard this so many times before, but just take that leap of faith. Go do the next thing, because that's how you get into it. That's how you start the journey. It's to give like the greatest example. It's not the greatest example, but have you guys ever heard of tarot cards, right?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, getting your tarot read.
The first card in every deck is always the Fool. And the reason why he's called the Fool is not because he's unwise, it's because he's inexperienced. He lacks the knowledge. And the whole point of the arcanas that you go through is that you're gaining knowledge from the people, from the events that you meet. And to make my point clear, the whole point of it is that you, as the Fool, as the starting point, as wherever you start at, because this journey that you can start on whenever, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, it doesn't matter how much you know, you can always learn more.
Yeah, absolutely.
From anywhere. And the first thing you need to do to start learning more, to start gaining the experience, to start essentially living, is to take that first step forward into like whatever new field, whatever new place. You just need to take that first step forward, and yeah, it all starts there, and it all ends there as well, because you never stop taking like steps forward. You always keep learning, you always keep growing, and like that's the whole thing of life. And when you take that first step forward, that's how you grow. That's how you become better than what you once were.
Yeah.
I don't want to say better as in like you were worse then and you're better now. Better as in you have grown. You have become more than
Yeah.
you were.
You've
I should have
expanded
started
your-
with that. More
That was a great
than
line.
what you once
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
God.
expanded your horizons. Absolutely. Good advice.
I think I have two of the biggest pieces of advice. One is that like ask for what you need. So if you need to expand your network, if you need to find opportunities for yourself, then go ahead and just ask. Like I found more because I asked a past intern, Julie Smith. I asked her, hey, what's a great internship that you would recommend, or like that you think would like be great for me to start off with? And boom, she connected me to Arianna, who then got into like the more program, Seek More program, right?
Yeah.
So one, like ask for what you need. And then two also is like, I say this as Miss National Indiana Collegiate and like a nonprofit founder, but remember to uplift as you grow. And I say this because of the fact that it is not just you. You are compiled and made of the stories and the people that you surround yourself with, right? So as you're actively growing and like climbing corporate ladder ranks, or you're just actively like seeking out into the world, you're also carrying along the stories of the people who molded you and shaped you into who you are today. And it's very important that you honor them and you respect them and you uplift them as you continue growing. I had the opportunity to be able to do so through issue 11, as I wrote The Quiet Power of a Dream, honoring my aunt, who has been such like, who is a beautiful woman who's made me exactly who I am today, and will love her like till the day I die. But I think that's just something important you truly have to keep a hold of, especially as a first generation student, or especially as like a daughter of immigrants and refugees. Like
Yeah.
remember to uplift as you grow, because there's nothing more rewarding than that. Like, and I believe that's exactly what success looks like as well, as like as you continue to uplift the people in the community surrounding you, whether it be in your professional life, whether it be in your personal life, or whether it be in your heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, one more piece of advice that just hit me. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I should have said this during my part. One last piece of advice is that you can't really let fear cripple you that much. Fear, like, obviously, fear is like a natural response that not even we as humans, we as like animals have like
Yes.
generated. It's like, it's not something like designed to like, it's not some flaw. It's like a natural like part of you that's like made for like self-defense. And it like from that, anxiety is, right? And anxiety will always ask you like, what could go wrong? What could like, this could go horribly. It talks about all that stuff. And you have to also ask yourself the opposite question of, what if it goes right?
Yes.
What if everything is better than you think it is? That the world is kinder than you think it is? That it's not as bad as it could be, but it's actually nicer than you thought it could be.
Yeah. That's
And
such a sweet sentiment.
that was just a small tidbit that just came to me in a vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
What
I
if it
love
will
that.
work out? What if you do get the job? Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for joining me, for sharing what this internship has meant for you, where you have gone since then, and some of the lessons that you've learned along the way. If you are listening to this, thank you so much for being here today. Make sure that you pick up your copy of issue 12, Cerebral, which as of the time of this recording is not out yet, but it will be very soon, and we're very excited for that. And thank you for listening and being here with us today. Make sure to check out our Patreon for our masterclass and founder series. There's some great stuff going on over there as well. And hopefully we will see you next time on Let's Talk More on Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.